tasting time, and I have with me Neelam and Gahana, Team Sai, who have completed a fabulous 3-course meal. These lovely ladies have made a very colorful dish today, and it looks like we have a stuffed mushroom, a potato broccoli soup, and a stuffed chicken. I think we should dig right in. Let's start with the mushroom, and then we'll take it from there. It looks like it's cooked okay. Sanjeev, do you have any feedback on the mushroom? I think it lacks a little bit of salt, in my opinion.
Actually, no, I'm quite okay with the salt. Actually, when I first looked at it, I thought that it's probably underdone. But actually, I like it because it makes it nice and moist, and it bursts itself into your mouth. So that's it gives you a little unfinished look, but I think it has that raw appeal, and since it's nice and moist, it's tasting much better than what I expected to. So that's nice.
Stick touch, huh? Okay, well let's move on to the soup here. Mr. Harpal, any feedback here with the soup course of this 3-course menu?
I think the soup is a little thick, nice, but I feel the seasoning is lacking. You're not able to relate it to broccoli, or you're not able to relate it to potato. I also feel that the broccoli on top, which is garnished, was raw. It should have been blanched well. The appeal could have been nice. But the almonds are adding the nice nutty feel to the soup. Lacking in little seasoning, but overall, good attempt.
Okay, great. Now let's move on to the chicken. Let's try that. Rakesh, do you have any feedback on this chicken?
Yes, I mean, again, the chicken is on the beds of asparagus. The nice presentation, first of all. The chicken has been seasoned very well. To my surprise, despite the sauce being on top, it's still very crisp. And inside is very moist and nice. So the two different contrast textures are very good, nice.
Yeah.
They're presented very well on the bed of asparagus. Then all the colors combinations are very good, garnished very well. So it tastes very good.
Okay, excellent. Gentlemen, you've been so patient. Please, let's dig in here.
I think
let's start with the mushroom.
Yeah, first of all, I think compliments for putting it together. Very well balanced, and the colors are really showing through. Yeah. And as Sanjeev said, dig into the mushroom.
It's difficult to decide where to begin, actually, because everything looks so inviting. I see someone that's bursting and wants to speak. How is it possible that a Radio Spice DJ like yourself, Gaurav, has stayed quiet throughout this competition?
Yeah, I wanted to speak throughout, but the time I've got to speak now is the time when I want to eat. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Yeah.
The only thing I've tasted so far is the soup, and I have to say, I try and stay away from nuts because I feel you become what you eat. But I like the almonds used here.
Ha, ha, ha. We have another stand-up comedian with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but I really like the way it's done. Also, like Sanjeev said in the beginning, you've got to take care of a lot of things while you're preparing this one plate. I think this is a perfect example of how they've taken care of healthy and nutritious stuff as well. I think it's a great start. I've liked it.
Okay, great. And Mr. Gunther Geiger, Executive Chef of Meydan Hotel. I don't know if you've gotten to the chicken yet?
Until now, not yet. But anyhow, for me it was important as well to see how actually teams prepared themselves for the challenge. Okay? And this team was very strategic, organized. Everybody was knowing what they have to do. There was no confusion between, and we brought it on time on the plate, which is from my side as a professional chef very important, because you have only a certain time frame to do certain things. and you have to deliver it. They delivered quite beautifully, actually, I have to say, because I like the plate, how it's organized, how it's plated, okay. And there was no rush, actually. It was very calm, organized. I have to say, very good.
Okay, so you're looking at not just the finished product, but the process it took to get there. Great.
Because that's very important as well, if you see such a...
From the professional perspective.
Side.
Absolutely.
And flavor-wise, I have to say, I like it all over. Only one tip more. The almonds could be a little bit roasted, so it would be so raw, okay? It would be much more nicer for the broccoli soup as well, which would give much more flavor as well inside.
Yeah.
That's on my side.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Manal, any other feedback from your side?
I actually quite like the raw broccoli with the soup. It adds a little bit of bite to it. And it gives that little bit of flavor that was missing in the soup. But with the raw broccoli being just sprinkled over it, you get that very nice broccoli, fresh broccoli taste into it. And I agree with Gunther. I think the almonds, if they had been roasted a little bit, would have added a little bit more zing to it. But overall, very nicely done. It's a very well presented dish. Okay. It's a very well presented combination as well. You can see the colors coming through. It's a nice match of colors. The mushroom, as Sanjeev mentioned, the moment you eat it, it's a burst of flavors. It just gets that nice half raw mushroom flavor bang into your mouth. Very nicely done.
You can see that they really thought this whole dish through. Well, I think it's time to taste the competition. Now it's time to taste the lovely Sweetie Cookies fabulous plate of food. Well, it looks like the Sweetie Cookies have created food fusion in the plate today. And it's a pizza that they've created as a starter, vegetable sabzi as the main, and they made us a beautiful Sweetie Cookie treat for dessert. So I think it's fair we dig in here, and let's start with the pizza. It looks like a good place to start. Sanjeev, you mentioned that this was, they had explained this as an unusual approach to a pizza. Can you share with us a little bit more insight on that?
Actually, when I talked to them earlier on, they were trying to do different things, and what she said was very nice that नहीं आपने कहा कि अच्छे से बनाना है, time लग जाए कोई बात नहीं. So I think they were late, and I think they did try a little bit more. They pushed themselves. I think it's a combination of one or two things which are very simple, yet I think they have pushed themselves and tried to go on to the unknown territory, which at times can be risky, but then become outstanding. You really have to learn to stand out. True. You need to have those guts. So I think here what they have done with pizza base is nice, thin, but on the topping is there's flavor, but the sauce they have used, they have actually been very safe, and they've used something from the bottle. So I would say that in competition I would have expected them to work a little harder, but overall I'm sure when I taste other things, it's definitely going to give other teams some competition.
Yeah, let's try this sabzi, because this is quite comforting to even look at the mix of different vegetables that they used, and the sauce looks delicious. Well, it's got a kick to it. Harpal, you look like you really want to share something with us right now.
It's got a kick. It's spicy. Probably people who like spicy food would love this. The texture of the product is good. I think, you know what I feel, having seen them in semi-finals, I felt that they have great taste in their hand. You know, the team has great taste in their hand simply because they've been doing food at home, and that's what they're expert at. But an attempt.
But the vegetables are cooked nicely.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time on, you know, sauteing the vegetables directly on pan, which I was watching while they were cooking. So they could have used all the gadgets that have been given there. They could have put something in the microwave, used both the gadgets together, put the pans, induction pans together. They could have done better, but then this one has the rear kick in it.
Yeah.
Actually, I must say that it's a dish that you want to go back to. So I have tasted it 4 times.
Yeah. It's inviting. It's welcoming.
So it may look simple.
Yeah.
Yes, Rakesh?
Sandeep and I also that the spices that they use, they stand out. Distinctly, each spice has got its own flavor. It's coming out. So they are very good in that.
They are. Well, I think that comes with experience as well. They know what they're doing with those spices.
Aromatic. Definitely aromatic.
It does. It does. It has a wafting aroma. Now let's try this sweetie cookie as they so rightly named it. Well, it does remind me of a donut. The base is basically fried dough with a little whipping cream. Could be a little sweeter. Great. And I think let's take it to the other judges.
Very innovative. But yes, the sauce is, as Sanjeev mentioned, straight out of the bottle, so that's a little disappointing. But otherwise, a very great attempt because they've done something very different. They've attempted 3 different types of completely different dishes. I've not tasted the curry, which I believe my colleague here is going to taste. But
yes, I want to ask the Asian food critic and radio jockey here about his take on this sabzi.
You know, I have to say, when I take the first look at this, I feel there's nothing extraordinary done here. All right? But when I took my first bite, I started with the pizza. Very basic. Although they've used sauce out of the bottle, I think that worked for me completely. This is how my mom used to make it. This is a taste I've not had in a very long time. So, as far as the taste is concerned, I liked it. The sabzi also, I think, is very tasty. You know, although there's nothing extraordinary in this. This is a very regular sabzi made. But this taste, which also had a little bit of extra spice, which I personally am enjoying. So I've loved this, and another thing I liked was that for me, when I eat and I see something sweet in my plate, it makes me happy. So for me, this is a complete meal. I've liked this. This taste works for me.
Excellent. Okay. And now I take it to Chef Gunter.
I have to say as well, with the sauce on the pizza, okay, it's a little bit disappointing. It doesn't take much more to squeeze a peeled tomato out, spread it out, take a little bit fresh basil leaves, put it on, salt, pepper. It goes the same until you open the bottle and whatever, and you squeeze it on and you spread it out. It would be much more quicker and nicer as well, okay? And you would have a little bit more fresh flavor, okay? But anyhow, it was quite a challenge because if you make a dough with yeast, normally it takes already 45 minutes actually until the dough is ready, so it was quite quick done, okay? I like the curry very much because I like spice. Okay, even if I'm from Europe, but
you like the kick.
I like the kick. I was 6 years in London. I have lots of friends from Gujarati, Punjab. So I was in weddings. So I had all these food as well. Okay, and I really like it. Okay, the cooking I have to test because I didn't do it before. Okay.
Yeah, and I think you should just pick it up with your hand and take a bite. It's the best way to do it. It's got some
nice,
texture.
Crisp,
it's got
crisp,
texture.
very crisp. And it have a body as well, okay? It's not only some sweet fluffy stuff, so I like it quite a lot, okay? What I have to say now to this team, there was a little bit confusion going on between the way where they was going through. They pulled it off at the end, okay?
Yeah.
But it was not so organized like the other team, okay?
Yeah, but they managed to get the food on the plate. So
exactly.
Now it's decision time. It's going to be a very difficult call, and we'll be revealing the winner in just a few minutes.